Welcome to Magento's Imagine, where we're talking about specifically Magento's awesome community. Ram, tell me a little bit about how that was built and what that means and applies for Magento.
Yeah. Magento has always been an open source product. Its genes are in its open source culture. That's how it came about. And over the years, what we've seen is we have a tremendous community that has always contributed to it and has been a part of this ecosystem. And then in the past 2.5 years, we established the Community Engineering Initiative with a goal of how do we enable and make it easier for our contributors to come in and participate in the contribution and make it easier and simpler and provide more and more tools for it. And since then, it's been growing at an amazing speed. It's exploded. The kind of interactions, the kind of feedback that you get is excellent. And the idea is, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like when you have an entire community that is engaged and that believes in it and wants to participate in it, the kind of ideas that come in are just like phenomenal. And so we've seen tremendous growth in both in terms of contributions. We've doubled the number of contributions year over year coming from our contributors. We've seen more and more active developers. We have a 300,000 plus developer ecosystem out
Sizable.
there. Yeah. So and our goal is how do we enable more and more of them to be active contributors in the ecosystem and in the code base, and it's been really, really rewarding to see that just happen. A couple of years ago, it led to us becoming the #1 open source contributed platform on GitHub for PHP tools, and it's been great.
Well, you made an interesting point about ease, right? To get people to join a community, to get people involved, to contribute ideas, to help you grow, you have to make it easy for them. And just talk to me a little bit about how that was applied and how it made things easier and got people more involved.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. One of the goals as we established the community engineering team was understand what are the pain points or what are the barriers in somebody contributing in, right? One is how do you provide that knowledge and education and make people comfortable about contributing, and you start small. And also it's about like how do you enable people to get pull requests in, how do you provide immediate feedback, because there's nothing worse than you've opened up a pull request and you wait for like a week or two or a month and nobody responds to it. And so it's just building that responsiveness into it, building tools around it to say like, hey, this is the feedback for what you've done and this is great, and then bringing that code into our system. The other part is how do you get the code that a contributor has put in and merge it with the overall code base so that you eventually get it out into production when the next release happens. So just providing a lot of automation tools in there and just building the feedback mechanisms. So those were some of the areas that we invested in. Also figuring out how can they test some of the things that they've just built in a quick manner so that they don't have to like wait for a day before they get feedback of, oh, is this broken? Is this working fine?
Yeah.
So, yeah.